Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back. This is Physiology for the Uninitiated, and I'm going to give you an introduction to the movement called the jerk. Now, we've got about 10 minutes of jerking content. So, really, what I want to dive into is this is me doing an Olympic weightlifting movement. And right now, I'm just priming the movement, going through different planes of motion that we're going to be getting into when doing the jerk. This is an Olympic weightlifting movement. It precedes the clean movement, which is a movement that you do from the ground and you put it into your front rack position. That's the position that the bar will be in right before preceding the jerk. So you're going to see pretty soon here me holding that barbell in that front rack position. I know somebody commented on one of these videos, "Hey, is it painful to catch that barbell in that front rack position across my chest and shoulders as I'm holding the bar right now? Is it painful to hold it there?" The question was. No, it is not. It's actually very comfortable to hold the barbell there. It's the most ergonomic area to hold the bar. And I'm sure that's through much trial and error in the sport of weightlifting. And yeah, as a matter of fact, I could hold a barbell there for a lifetime. It feels as though that's the case. And right here, you're watching me just run through like some basic mobility pattern. I'm I'm priming my muscles, my neuromuscular system to do these quick movements. The interesting thing about the movements, the clean and jerk and the snatch, is these movements are high velocity movements in being that you move very quickly to get underneath this barbell. When you watch me practice these movements, I'm not moving slow. I'm not splitting my feet slow. I'm not putting my hands up into the air slow. These are fast twitch movements. Now, I wouldn't consider myself a fast twitch athlete. So, this is this is not leaning toward the thing that I feel like I'm muscularly gifted in, but I really enjoy driving the techniques home. This is an important process called proprioception. Proprioception is the way that your body moves in space and time. How accurately that you can move every single one of your limbs to move in the direction that you want it to, and also do it under load, under strenuous capacity, under different variable circumstances, under different variables of fatigue. These all move towards bettering your proprioceptive capability. So, with that get out of the way, we're moving on to our jerks. And this is 185 pounds. The weight that you saw earlier before that was 135 pounds. I'm moving these for doubles leading up to our 1 rep max. So this is 225 pounds. I make it look easy. I'm getting underneath that barbell and I'm splitting my feet fast. I'm working on speed and driving that barbell up. But more important than the drive up is my ability to split my feet and get underneath that bar. We're focusing on two things here: getting underneath and driving up. So this is the jerk, and this was kind of a big deal for me. In this particular workout, I was just going for a heavy one rep max for the day, and I got up to 275 pounds, which is what you see right now. You see me dipping. I'm hesitant on this dip, and you're going to see hesitation on the dip leads to a failure. Luckily, I had another opportunity because I have all day at the gym. Dip, drive. Now, unfortunately, with that particular drive, the barbell was kind of kind of forward of my head. You want to drive that barbell back over your back, over your vertebrae. So, more things to dive into in later videos. Now I'm just really drilling those fundamentals of hypertrophy. I make sure I do hypertrophy work almost every single day. When you do CrossFit, you're doing a lot of repetitions for time, not exactly working on quality of movement. So CrossFit does catch a lot of flack for not slowing down movements and doing them properly and foregoing technique at the lower levels. And especially if you're not under competition circumstances, you could see a lot of wonky movements and movement patterns when you step into a CrossFit gym. That's not what we're practicing right now, and we're going for movement economy, trying to use the best movement that we could possibly use to maximize hypertrophy. If you're technique driven on your off time, then that's bound to transfer over to your competitive movements as well, if that makes any sense. I'm taking myself into fatigue. I'm bending over. I'm trying to get some oxygen into this body, and I'm pretty fatigued, not just from a neuromuscular standpoint, but from a physiologic standpoint. My central nervous system is probably a little bit shocked from managing all of that load, especially putting the load overhead. It's cognitively demanding as well when you're thinking about the patterns that you're moving this barbell through and the technique that must be initiated. So don't overthink this. We're going to break these movements down in the future step by step so that you can learn how to do these movements as well. If that's something that you're interested in, just comment down below if you're even listening to this. So the movements that we have been doing are called overhead pressing, and something that Olympic weightlifter Lu Xiaochun likes to do. He just takes 2 plates and then he'll lateral raise into an overhead position, which is very interesting. Maybe I do another set here with them, possibly not. Oh, looks like I am. See this one more time. So after the overhead pressing, go right into these, whatever they're called. And under this favorable lighting circumstance, I look pretty jacked. So that's nice. It's just bodies of fluid and sarcomeres and whatnot. So showing you the body of work in real time. Nothing narcissistic happening here. Thank you for watching. It means a lot that anyone tunes in. I know my last video only got like 8 or 9 views. They were shorter videos. I don't know what that was all about. The video before that got like 950 views. So the reels have been doing very well, or the stories on YouTube have been doing very well. I'm glad that that gets as much traction as it does. I'm very fortunate to be the type of person that gets views like that. I know plenty of people who are content creators that don't get any views at all, so every view is greatly appreciated. I'm going to do this regardless of whether or not I get views, though. So if this is something that you like, you enjoy listening to this, or you enjoy watching these movement patterns, I'm just going to keep doing more of them. So have fun. These are not scripted. I don't do that. On my physiology videos, I definitely will script, and I'll relay the sources that I'm gathering the information from. But under this circumstance where we're just watching me do physiology in real time and implementing the movement patterns that I think are necessary for a well-built human body, yeah, I think I'm doing the right thing, and I hope that you're learning from this. Thank you so much. Have a good one. Have a good Sunday. Happy Easter. He is risen. Bye-bye.